what you see here is not a doctrined image. It's not photoshopped. It's a genuine, it's not an adult male lion, but it's still a pretty big male lion. So, let's just talk about lions for a second. Now, I'm not about to say you should have a pet lion, but just because I don't think you should have a pet doesn't mean you shouldn't have the pet. I would have told someone 500 years ago, hey, I don't think having a big ass wolf sitting in your lap like that is the smartest idea. It's not necessarily that these animals are dangerous or that they are even plotting to hurt you, but I know from playing with my small animals, such as even my bunny, I can get hurt. I have a pretty big scar where it's just like multiple long lines down my leg from Roscoe just scratching the fuck out of me for no reason. She was just messing around, or maybe she was mad, but she just started like trying to dig through my lap. Yeah, so you can imagine that if a small animal is very capable of hurting you, then you might not want to have a lion around, because what if one day it decides it just wants to play around with you and, it's playing too rough and it actually hurts you? Now, I know what I just said sounds disparaging or discouraging, but those are just my personal reasons. I actually think that if you want a lion, you should just get your lion. And honestly, you're helping out the rest of the world. Now, I'm going to show you why I even brought up this whole entire video. It's the comments section. Honestly, what's even stupider than this man owning a lion is some of the comments I read under this little short. Now, here we go. We got the couch potato biologist. Now, it's so funny when someone says that someone's stupid, and then they say some stupid shit right after that. Now, like I said earlier, I'm not gonna argue with the idea that this lion is dangerous, because it's obviously dangerous. Your German Shepherd is dangerous. But let's just read off the comment. It says, it takes a special kind of idiot to have a pet lion. That lion is just letting him live. They're not meant to be domesticated pets. Now, I hope most people read that and they were like, wait a minute, is this guy missing some chromosomes? Now tell me what it means for something to be meant to be domesticated. Meant to be domesticated. To imply that any wild animal is meant to be domesticated is literally just, it's stupid. I don't understand. Here, let me just give you the easiest example. What do you see on the screen right now? Oh, it's a wolf. Now, when you look at a wolf, do you look at it and say, wow, that animal is meant to be domesticated? It's just the idea that there's some grand list of animals that we were just given by a higher power, and he's like, go out, my sons, domesticate these beasts, tame them. It's not just this comment, but it pretty much can be summed up to this kind of thinking. 1,700 people appreciated this sentiment. Let me just ask you a question. What do you think domestication is? For some reason, I feel like this guy thinks that, like, one guy just went out, took a wolf puppy, and from there on, there were just an infinite number of dogs. For some reason, I feel like this guy, he thinks that domestication is like some spiritual link that you have between you and your animal, and they're like a familiar. They're just gonna listen to every command you say and call you master. This man likely has no pets. It takes a certain kind of stupid to say that lions are not meant to be domesticated pets. Let me just add another layer. Okay, some animals aren't on some continents. So I believe like Africa. Now, I'm not going to say it's devoid of bears, because I think like there's like some small species of bear that are up in the Middle East that came down from Asia. But a bear isn't really, you're not thinking of it on the continent of Africa. Let's just say that bears weren't on the continent of Africa. Now, when they see Russians with bears, training them to be fighting bears and just meat bears, that type of shit, you think that an African is like, what? A bear? This animal is not meant to be domesticated. You Russians are stupid. No, literally no. Because there's no such thing as meant to be domesticated. Like, what is that even supposed to mean? It just doesn't make any sense. So, what animals are meant to be domesticated? I feel like this person doesn't know what domestication is. I like I was saying before, this guy is practically taking one for the team, because he's starting the practice of domesticating lions, and he's not the first person to have a pet lion. But the practice of having a pet lion is very rare and spread thin, I believe. Now, I'm not talking about a sanctuary, but I mean legitimately having a lion in your house as you would your dog. Now, obviously, if this process were to continue for hundreds of years, then lions would become more tame. There would be wild lions and domesticated lions. The domesticated lions would probably shrink in size a little bit. Their diets are going to change drastically. Their habits. One of the only felines to be in a pack or a pride is the lion. So they have some strange social structures, like that. I feel as if that was a trait in wolves that we appreciated, and that's what makes them so capable of being able to work with us. And I think that at the end of the day, that might actually apply to lions too. Over a couple hundred years, just like how wolves were able to stop working with their pack members and become efficient partners to humans, like in rescue missions for firefighters, that type of shit, police dogs, K9 unit. There's just tons of jobs that dogs have now, and I think that no one in the past, when that crazy guy had brought a wolf to the village, was saying, in the future we're going to be using these wolves to help find humans trapped 7 feet under the snow after an avalanche. I don't know why I made my old-timey human sound like a countryman. That doesn't make any sense either, but hey. Now that I've explained a little bit further, I think that you have to be a little bit slow if you don't understand what I'm saying here. Lions are definitely dangerous, but that doesn't mean they aren't meant to be domesticated. I think that if there's an argument that animals are not meant to be domesticated, then why is it possible to domesticate animals? And also, just if animals aren't meant to be domesticated, then look at us now and tell me that in the past people didn't have the idea to domesticate animals. and then like go to that cow field and tell me those are all just a bunch of wild bovine. I don't know. This video was supposed to be like 3 minutes, but I just kept on going because like so stupid. Meant to be domesticated. Some people. Here's just something interesting and completely anecdotal. When I looked up wolf, I went down and they just had a big list of anime that included wolves. I wonder if this is the norm for every animal. Like if I looked up rat, it would just have a list of anime that had rats in them. I don't know, that's pretty cool. Leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching my widget.